What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. In this video I was excited to do because this one is very league-wide and it's going to be a lot different than I think anything we've ever done here. I say that a lot, this one's a lot different, but this one is legitimately different. Okay, we talk about the Lions all the time, and this does affect the Lions a little bit, so don't think I didn't throw them in there. I did affect the Lions a little bit with this list because that's what we are, but I'm deciding to look at a mock free agency. So basically everybody does mock drafts. We did a mock off season. Now we're doing mock free agency, but if I take every single free agent and put it into a video, that's going to take like 20 hours, and also at the same time I would pretty much confuse the heck out of myself. So we're going to try to simplify it a little bit here, and we're also going to be focusing on just quarterbacks. So this is 1.0. This is my first mock for free agent quarterbacks. This does not include every single quarterback, but it includes the main ones that everybody's talking about. It includes 8 quarterbacks that are going to be free agents in 2020. Now, we're going to be deciding whether or not they're going to stay with their team, where they may go. I'm probably not going to be 100% with this. I may not get any of these right. I don't know. I'm assuming I get a few right, but I may get none of these right. This is hard. I mean, really, no one has a clue where these guys are going because there's so many options. But I thought this would be fun to do, and it'll also be something pretty fun to talk about. Quarterbacks on this list. Let's start at number 1, and number 1 is Dak Prescott. So we're going to start this thing off with Dak Prescott. Now, Dak Prescott, again, going to be a free agent. He is with the Dallas Cowboys, and this is kind of an easy one for me. I think everybody's kind of expecting Dak Prescott to be back with the Dallas Cowboys. They expect that to be their priority. I know some Dallas fans don't like Dak Prescott, but I expect fully that he will be back with the Dallas Cowboys after this offseason. He was a 65% completion man with 30 touchdowns to go along with 11 interceptions and 4,900 passing yards. You pair that with the fact that he's a younger quarterback in this league, and that's not easy to find a quarterback. You have to bring back Dak Prescott. That should be your number 1 priority. I understand you have other guys and other needs, but Dak Prescott is that guy. You need a quarterback. You have one. Maybe not the best in the league. Could you possibly do better? Sure, but you have to stick with your guns, especially considering the fact that you're bringing in Mike McCarthy as your new head coach. You need to have a quarterback to really see where he's at. So Dak Prescott, in my opinion, will be back with the Dallas Cowboys. Now, let's hop to number 2, and that is Ryan Tannehill. Now, he's coming up on this list. These are really no specific order, but Ryan Tannehill is with the Tennessee Titans after being with Miami. And as we know, the Tennessee Titans have pretty much shocked everybody this season. They have had a crazy good offense since Ryan Tannehill went there. Marcus Mariota was just not getting it done. So Tannehill stepped in, and it worked. Not to mention he has probably the best running back in the league in Derrick Henry, which helps out a little bit. But Tannehill still has been pulling his own weight. 70% completions, which again is a lot easier when you can run the football. If you can run this well, they have to respect it so much. It's pretty much one-on-one every time. 70% completion, 22 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 2,700 passing yards. So it's not like he's throwing it deep all the time. And really in the playoffs, he hasn't thrown the ball at all. But he doesn't have to because you have Derrick Henry. Now, Derrick Henry will also be a free agent. So if you guys want to see a running back one, I can do that as well because we'll talk about him. But in this situation, we are talking about Ryan Tannehill. Now, I believe Ryan Tannehill will also be brought back by the Titans. I think this is a move for the Titans to hold him in. Now, the only way I could see the Titans not bringing him back, if they have to pay too much money to bring back Derrick Henry, and they just don't have the funds to make up for how much they pay Derrick Henry. I don't know how much they're going to try to pay him, but obviously I would try to bring him back first. Usually your quarterback's number 1 priority. In this case, he's not. For me, Derrick Henry is the guy you pay first, then you look at Ryan Tannehill. You can find another Ryan Tannehill before you can find another Derrick Henry. That's just my opinion. Now, you also have to get an offensive line, which they do as well. So, I don't know. I think that's my first thing to do is make sure I got Derrick Henry, but I do believe Ryan Tannehill will end up back with the Tennessee Titans. Other teams may show some interest, though, because of the way that the Titans have performed this season. Watch out for the Dolphins. They're going to try to get their man back. No, I'm kidding. But seriously, I think Derrick Henry's first priority, but I do believe Ryan Tannehill will end up back with the Tennessee Titans. He's comfortable there. He's winning games. Why would he not want to sign another contract? Now, coming in number 3 is Drew Brees, and Drew Brees is a very, very interesting one. He's a 41-year-old, which I didn't even think he was that old, but yeah, he's an old man now, and it's unfortunate. Apparently, people are trying to make him be an analyst, which I think would be strange but awesome at the same time. Is that Drew Brees actually doesn't stay with the New Orleans Saints. For some reason, I feel like this is it for Drew Brees with the New Orleans Saints. I think they're going to move on. I don't want to foreshadow anything, but I think they're going to move on and focus on a different guy at the quarterback position with him being so old. I don't know how many years he has left. This may be like a little bit of a Peyton Manning type of deal. I'm not exactly sure. He may go somewhere else just for like a year or two. I don't know how it'll work out. Hopefully it works out for him. Or he'll just retire. I think it's really between those two things. Now, there's a lot of options here. Okay, there's a lot of options for Drew Brees. A lot of teams would love to have Drew Brees. I know the Denver Broncos put out a thing saying the only quarterback that could possibly bench Drew Lock that they could sign this offseason would be Drew Brees. But I don't have him going there. Actually, no. I have him signing with the Carolina Panthers. And I know this is strange, and he may be on like a 1 or 2 year deal just so the Panthers can start to figure out things. But the Panthers are probably going to lose on Cam Newton, who I believe they will trade away. To add to number 3, which to make it even more fun, I have the Panthers trading him away to Chicago. Yeah. Cam Newton goes to Chicago. Panthers don't have a quarterback at all at that point except for Will Grier, but they want a veteran to sit in front of Will Grier for maybe another year, just one more year, just give him a year contract. Drew Brees accepts to it. He's like, okay, we'll do it. We'll do it. It's fine. I'll go to Carolina. Carolina's cool. They got a cool stadium. I'll go there, whatever. We'll go there for a year. So Will Grier sits behind him for another year. Now he's sitting behind a good quarterback. I'm just kidding. That was a joke. I'm sorry, Cam Newton fans. Then Cam Newton flies off to Chicago, where he's now in the NFC North. 2 teams get their quarterbacks. And, yeah, I think that would be pretty funny to see. Now, Drew Brees still putting up his numbers. I mean, this dude is consistent is heck. 74% completion percentage. I don't understand how that's possible. 27 touchdowns to 4 interceptions, 3,000 passing yards. He's not what he used to be when comes to slinging the ball, but he's going to help out Will Grier. He could be their future, and yeah, I think this is a good guy to set in front of him for 1 year. Now, let's hop into number 4, and this is Tom Brady. Everybody wants to hear, what's Tom Brady going to do? Well, me personally, I don't think he's going to do much. Tom Brady reportedly plans to move out of the Boston area. He has a house up for sale. He moved over to Connecticut. I think it's called Greenland. And then he was like moving his stuff out. We know he emptied his suite. For me personally, though, I think there's 2 options for Tom Brady, and I think those are the only 2 options. Tom Brady either re-signs with the Patriots or he is done. I don't see him playing anywhere else. I think that would be strange to not see him with Bill Belichick at 42 years old. I don't think he's going to want to go somewhere else because most teams that he would go to aren't going to be pretty much a contender because they wouldn't need him. Like, can you think of a team that's a really big contender for a Super Bowl that needs a quarterback? No? I mean, Titans maybe? Nah, because I see Ryan Tannehill going back there. So, if that's the case, I think he'll either stay with the Patriots or he'll retire. And I wouldn't be surprised if either one. I really didn't make a decision on this one, but I think it's one of those 2, okay? I can see him returning for another year while the Patriots try to figure out everything else behind him. But at the same time, if they do figure it out, I can see him just retiring. I don't see him playing anywhere else. I just can't picture it, so I didn't make it happen. But if you see it happening, let me know in the comments below. Hopping in number 5 is Jameis Winston. Now, if Jameis Winston is he's a hoot, I guess you could say that. This man can put up the numbers in 2 categories. He can put the numbers in yards and touchdowns, but he also puts up the numbers in interceptions. This man threw 33 touchdowns, over 5,000 passing yards. He was balling out. Or was he? He also had 30 interceptions. I'm not kidding y'all. I didn't make that number up. 30 interceptions. And apparently, he's looking for $30 million contract per year. Look, man, they're not paying you $1 million per interception you throw. That's not how that works. But no, on a serious note, I think Tampa Bay's looking more 20. He also apparently, according to Jameis Winston's agents, he doesn't want to do a franchise tag. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I've heard. So if that's the case and he doesn't want to do a franchise tag, I could see him going somewhere else. The problem with him, I don't know who else would want him. Like, honestly here. If this dude's asking for anything over $20 million, who would bring him in? Why would you? Like, I couldn't even see the Browns doing it. They have Baker Mayfield. I couldn't see the Dolphins doing it. They're going to draft a quarterback. I have no idea who would bring in Jameis Winston. So at that point, I think he either needs to say, okay, you know what? I'm not going to take that much. And he needs to go back to Tampa Bay so we can work in this high-powered offense that likes to bomb the ball with 2 good weapons, and you're in the warm weather. Just be happy in Florida. Or he can leave and maybe not have anywhere to go. I don't know where he'd go, and he's probably going to get paid less if he leaves. He's not going to get a franchise tag. I could see him getting a short deal with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for next season and bring him back. Hopping in number 6 is Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers is kind of a sad one. He believes, I think a lot of people believe he's played his last game with the Chargers, but he said he is open to playing for another team because he doesn't want to retire, which I respect completely. And since he doesn't want to retire, my prediction is that he ends up with the Indianapolis Colts. Yeah, the Indianapolis Colts have tons of cap space. This is like $90 million in cap space. They got the money to pay Phillip Rivers for 1 or 2 years. They're going to be losing out on Andrew Luck. We already know he retired. And they don't have the most beautiful pick in the draft. It's not like they're going in place to get Joe Burrow. So I think they take Phillip Rivers for 1 or 2 years. They may trade up or they may sit at their draft pick in the draft and take someone like a Jordan Love or Justin Herbert to set behind him for, the year or 2 that Phillip Rivers is there. He'll be their future quarterback. But one thing that Phillip Rivers could even drag him more to the Indianapolis Colts is that one of the coaches that are with the Colts, Frank Reich, I believe that's how you say his name, was a quarterback coach with the Chargers back in 2013. We know Phillip Rivers was there then. He had 4,400 yards, 32 touchdowns, 11 interceptions in that season, and it's also indoors, so it's not like he's going in cold weather. Look, man, Phillip Rivers, I think this is the place you got to go, and I think he ends up with the Indianapolis Colts. Hopping at number 7, we're almost to finish off this list. This is Case Keenum. Yeah, not the most exciting player on here, but I'm going to keep this simple. He's going to end up with the Lions. I see Case Keenum as the Lions veteran backup. Bob Quinn is looking for one of those. We didn't have one this season. We could see that was kind of a problem. I know some people say, well, if he goes down, it doesn't matter anyways. I still think you get a veteran backup, and I think Case Keenum is the guy. Around $4 million contract, 32 years old. You know, then your third string is going to be developmental. I just see that happening. And then finally, coming in number 8 is Teddy Bridgewater. I didn't want to do this first because that would have foreshadowed what I was going to talk about with Drew Brees. But I believe Teddy Bridgewater does stay with the Saints. I know a lot of people are interested in him. But with the Saints moving on from Drew Brees and not knowing what Drew Brees' future looks like, as we said, hold up, let me go back here. As we said, that Drew Brees is going to go to the Panthers, in my case. I think, you know, the Saints make the decision to say, let's just hold on to Teddy Bridgewater. They don't have a beautiful pick in the draft because of how far and how good their record was, so they're not in position to draft one. They're probably not in a great position to trade up for one. The fans like him. He's familiar with his team, familiar with the coaches. He's played in a lot of games. He's won games here. I don't see a reason you wouldn't bring him back. Does that mean he's going to be here for the next 10 years? No. But for the next few years, I can see Teddy Bridgewater as the next quarterback. He's comfortable, he fits in, and he comes in at number 8. Now, there you go. Those are the 8 quarterbacks we looked at. If you guys want to see a different positional group, let me know. Also, if you disagree, that's cool. Let me hear where you think these players will go. Thank you, Prop, for watching, and I'm out.